Hi friends, welcome to Solidworks with Dow. Today we will be designing end table 4. Note all dimensions are in inches. Materials are 3/4 inch square tube with a 35 thousandths of an inch wall thickness, 14 gauge steel for the brackets, half-inch square bar, okay, 1/8 of an inch and half an inch steel plate. Glass is 5/16 of an inch thick, end caps are plastic, and bumper is rubber. Okay, so we're going to start at the front view here. The overall width of the end table is 20 inches. Okay, the overall height is 20 and 3/4 inch, and the overall depth is 20 inches. Okay, as well. Going back to the front view, we will be sketching at the center line of the tubing. Okay, that's why 19 1/4 center to center. Okay, 19 1/4 center to center. Okay, and then 1 inch is from the bottom center line to the bottom edge of the tube. Okay, the 1/8 of an inch shown here at the bottom right is for the thickness of the end cap sticking out from the tube. Okay, at the bottom. Okay, so the bottom view here shows the glass at 18 and 3/8 of an inch square. Okay, and there's a 1/16 of an inch gap between the glass edge, the four edges, and the four inner side edge of the tubes for some play. Okay, so looking at the top right corner, there's a C detail view call out here. Detail C is shown here. Okay, enlarge. So there's, at the bottom, there's 200 thousandths of an inch diameter holes, okay? And those holes are typical, all right? And those holes go through the tubing and into the bracket, okay? And it's just to be assembled with some screws, okay? Then there's the end cap mentioned earlier at the bottom of the tube, acting as a feet, okay? And then there's a square here that's holding up the glass, okay? It's 3/4 and 3/4 inches square, and it's 1/8 of an inch thick plate. Shown in detail B here, top left corner of section AA view, okay? Right here, 1/8 of an inch, and that's that square, 3/4 by 3/4, and then there's a bumper that's 150 thousandths of an inch tall, and that's clear rubber, and it's sitting on top of the 1/8 of an inch plate and between and underneath the glass, okay? The glass is tempered and it's 5/16 of an inch thick, okay, 0.313. And then also in detail B is that bracket I was talking about, U-shape, and it's 5/8 tall by 5/8 wide, and it's 14 gauge steel, and that's about 75 thousandths of an inch. Okay. Okay, so now looking at section AA view, okay, called out from front view here. There's these diagonal bars, okay, that's going across the frame, okay, and they are 1/2 inch square bars. Okay, there's 4 of them, and then on the right side, and then there's 4 of them on the left side. Okay, and there's a 1/2 inch circular plate here in the center, and the diameter is 4 inches. Okay, so let's get started and design end table 4. File, new, part, okay. Save drawing as end table 4. I'm going to apply scene here. Plain white at the top, systems option, document properties tab, units, IPS, we are drawing in inches. Decimal places 3 for the length and dimensioning. Okay, I'm going to start sketching on the right planes. Right plane, sketch. Okay. A corner rectangle. Okay, smart dimension 19.250, 19 1/4 of an inch. Okay, likewise on top at this horizontal line 19.250. Okay, now I'm going to select the origin point, hold shift, select this line, midpoint, make midpoint relation. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go in offset entities, 1 inch, add dimension. I want to unselect chain. Okay, and I'm going to go down to construction geometry and select offset geometry. I'm going to select this line, go down. Okay, so that's 1 inch. Now I'm going to go to trim entities, extend entities here. I'm going to extend this line, this line down 1 inch. Okay, escape to cancel the command. Now I'm going to exit the sketch. Okay, so I'm going to go to Weldment, structural member. I'm going to choose ISO at the bottom here, close to the bottom. Type, square tube. Size, 20 by 20 by 2 millimeters. Okay, so this is in millimeters. Okay, so 20 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 2 millimeters. But we are drawing in inches, so it will convert it to inches for us, as you will see soon. Okay, so groups, I'm going to select this one. That's group 1. Okay, this one and this one. So these 3 are group 1. Okay, I'm going to try to select this, but it won't let me, so I'm going to go new group and select this, and this is part of group 2. Okay, everything else remains the same. Okay. Now I'm going to change the dimensions on this, so I'm going to double click on this. Okay. So it's showing the dimension up here, okay? So it's somewhere around there. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to start with the big dimension first. So I'm going to go 0.750, okay, which is 3/4 of an inch to, okay, square tube. All right. So right now it didn't change yet, okay? So I'm going to select this one here, and this is the wall thickness, okay? The equivalent of 2 millimeters, okay? So now I'm going to make my custom wall thickness 0.035, about half that, okay? 35 thousandths of an inch, okay? All right, so now the last thing is the radius, okay? The outside radius, double click that. So that's 0.157. I'm gonna make it 70 thou, 0.070, about half, okay? Okay. So nothing has changed yet. Everything remains the same. So I'm gonna close the dimension. Notice here there's a yellow, red and green symbol here beside square tube. That's up here, okay? So rebuild, and then we'll get our changes, okay? So I'm gonna click rebuild. There we go. So you can see it change, okay? And also group 2 is changed to our new dimensions, okay? So I'm gonna go here, trimetric view. I'm going to sketch on the right plane again. Sketch. Okay. Center line. From this point, okay, to the bottom right corner here. That point. Another center line. Zooming in. That point to the top right corner here. Okay. I'm going to draw a circle. Okay, smart dimension. 4 inches in diameter. Okay. I'm going to offset those 2 diagonal lines. Okay, so 0.25, quarter of an inch, add dimension, bidirectional, okay? Unselect offset geometry. So I'm going to select this line and just going to go outside. So quarter inch that way and quarter inch this way gives us half an inch, okay? That's a half inch square bar. So I'm going to do the same thing, offset geometry, offset this one, all right? I'm going to move the dimension out to make it clear. Okay. So now I'm going to draw a corner rectangle from the top left corner here to the bottom right corner. Okay, zooming out and then in. And then I'm going to start power trimming. Power trim. I'm going to trim this line, this line, this line, and this line. So I'm left with just these two lines right there. Likewise, continue to trim this line, and trim this line. So we're left with that. And then top left corner here, trim this line, this line, this line, and one more corner to go. So trim this line, okay? Okay, features, extruded boss base. I'm gonna extrude the circle first, okay? Half an inch, okay? From the midplane, okay? I'm gonna select the perimeter, okay? The outline, the contour of the circle, okay? So quarter inch is this way and quarter inch is that way. That's what midplane is, okay? And overall width is gonna be half an inch, okay? Now going back to Boss Extrude 1, click the arrow, select Sketch 12, okay. Extruded boss base. All right. So we're going to extrude. I'm going to go to the right plane here to select this contour, select this one, select this one. I'm clicking inside. It's highlighted. Okay, I got 4. Midplane, half an inch. Okay, that remains the same. Okay. All right, so we got 9 in the cut list right now. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this face here, sketch on it, okay, the inner face. Okay, I'm going to select corner rectangle. Okay, smart dimension, 0.750, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, the thickness of this is 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. Okay. The spacing from the tube, okay, the outside of the tube to that is 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. And then from this, okay, line to this line, 0.125 as well. Okay, so now I'm going to the bottom here. I'm going to continue to sketch a corner rectangle. I'm going to zoom in about there to there. Okay, smart dimension from this line to this bottom edge here. Okay, 0.0625, 1/16 of an inch. Okay, from this line to this line, same thing, 0.0625, 1/16 of an inch. Okay. This line, 5/8 of an inch, 0.625. this line, 0.625, 5/8 inch. Okay, so now I'm just going to I'm gonna delete this line. I'm gonna apply a sketch fillet of 0.125, 1/8 of an inch. Select this bottom left corner, this bottom right corner. Okay. Now I'm gonna offset entities, 0.075 for 14 gauge steel. Add dimension. I don't want bidirectional. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna select this, or select chain. Select chain, all right. Reverse, we want it to go inside. And select cap ends. We don't want arcs, we want lines. Okay? Okay. And I'm gonna select this top line. Hold shift, select this line. I'm gonna make relations collinear. Okay, so our drawing is fully defined. We're ready. Okay, before we extrude, I'm gonna mirror this. So I'm gonna draw a center line from the midpoint of that horizontal edge down to the origin. I'm going to go mirror entities, window select, okay, top left to bottom right, all those entities. Okay, so mirror, copy, mirror about this center line we just created, the vertical one, okay. Okay, now I'm ready to extrude. So features, extruded boss base, distance 0.750, 3/4 of an inch, okay, for the upper parts. So I'm gonna go direction 1 instead of midplane blind. And selected contours, I'm gonna select this rectangle contour and then zoom out, zoom in, select this rectangle, okay, and extruding 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so now I wanna go back to Boss Extrude 3, click that arrow, sketch 13, select it, okay, extruded boss base. The distance is different, 1.5, it's 1.5 inch. From blind, direction 1 blind, all right. Selected contours. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna select this contour, bottom left, and then bottom right, this contour. So notice the two top ones are not selected because we selected contours. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this surface or face, sketch. I'm going to sketch in the bumpers. Okay. So I'm going to draw a center line. Like that. Draw a circle. Smart dimension the circle, 1/2 inch in diameter, okay? Okay, cancel smart dimension. Now I'm going to draw a horizontal center line to mirror that circle. Center line from the origin, horizontally to the left. Mirror entities, select, okay, those entities, mirror about, copy, okay, make sure you check copy, okay. Now I'm ready to extrude this circle. So note both of them are selected, and I'm going to zoom into one. The distance is 0.150, 150 thousandths of an inch. Okay, and I want to select this here. Draft on off, draft, 15 degrees, and I'm going to click on the screen. It's going inwards, and that's what I want it to go in, up and in. Okay, if you select draft outward, it'll go like that. So we want it, leave it draft inwards, okay, like a cone. All right, so both of them looks proper, okay. So I'm gonna go okay. Now I'm gonna go to trimetric view. All right. So now I'm going to apply some material right now, okay. So I'm gonna appearance. So I'm gonna select square tube, okay, right here on the left. Hold shift. I want all those except the bumpers, okay? Okay, so I'm going to go to appearance and I'm going to metal. The general metal folder, I'm going to select polished gold. Double click it. Okay, so I left the bumpers alone. All right. So now I'm going to feature, reference geometry, plane. The plane I want to reference is the right plane. Okay, so right plane is right here, so I click that right here. Okay, right plane. And the distance to offset is 9.625, 9 and 5/8 inch. It's going to the right, that's not the correct direction. I want it to flip here. Check flip offset. I want it to go to the left. Okay, so I can mirror those parts. Okay, so I'm going to go OK now. Okay, so I'm going to features, mirror. Okay, I'm going to select mirror face plane. I'm going to select that one. And I'm going to go to bodies here, drop down arrow, and select window select top left corner, create a window select down to the bottom right. Okay, there should be about 15 bodies or parts. Okay, merge solids, no. Okay, so in my cut list I got 30 parts, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn off plane 2 right now, hide it. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the top plane, okay? I'm just going to show you where it is at, okay, like that, okay? And I'm going to sketch, okay, on the top plane, a line. I'm going to go to, here, display style, I'm going to go hidden lines visible, all right? Okay, so I got line selected. I'm going to select the midpoint of that tube. I'm going to go over here and select to the left and select the midpoint of that tube. Okay, so I should have a horizontal line. Again, line, same thing for, okay, the upper, okay, this part up here to that, top left, okay? Top right to top left, okay. I'm going to view orientation, geometric view. I'm gonna go to display style and go to shaded with edges, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go to, again, weldments. Oh, first I gotta exit the sketch, okay? Exit the sketch. Weldments, structural member. Okay, so it's whatever we previously selected is still there. ISO, standards ISO, square tube. Size is 20 by 20 millimeters by 2 millimeters wall thickness. As we put it in, it will convert to inches for us because we're drawing in inches. So I'm going to select groups, okay? This one and this one. Okay, so they're both part of group 1. Leave everything else the same, click OK, and we got to change those dimensions again, okay, for the tube. So I'm going to double click on this tube, and it shows it on this side now. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to try to zoom in here. So I'm going to double click on that, and it's showing 0.7874, okay? I'm going to go 0.750, a little smaller, okay? Clicking OK, and continued without checking that, okay? So double click on this, the wall thickness, okay? 0.07874, okay? 0.035, that's what, okay? 35,000 of an inch. Wall thickness, okay? And then the third dimension is the outside radius of the corner of the tube. So this is 157, okay? So I'm gonna make it 0.070 thousandths of an inch, okay? Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna click OK now, okay? close dialog, okay? Notice that it hasn't changed to what we had over here, okay? But again, the red and green circles here, or lights, okay? I'm gonna say go up to the top for rebuild. Click right here at the top, beside the, okay, rebuild. And notice it changes it for us like before, okay? And both of them are changed to what we want, okay? All right. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the bottom, okay, select this face, sketch on it, all right. Okay, I'm going to go to display style again, hidden lines visible, okay, to see the inner bracket, 1.5 inch long that we created earlier, okay. So I'm going to select circle, draw on that line, again another circle on the same line, window select these two circles, add relations, okay, make relations equal. I'm going to dimension one of the circles, 0.200. That's the typical diameter for these holes. Okay. All right. Continue to smart dimension from that line to the center of that circle, 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Dimension that center of that circle, 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Cancel smart dimension. Now I'm going to start mirroring this instead of drawing them again. So I'm going to go center line from the origin out like that. Another center line from this midpoint of this, okay, down vertically. So mirror, sketch mirror entities, window select those two holes, copy, mirror about that horizontal center line first, okay. Okay, so we mirrored it down. So we got 4 holes, circles. Again, mirror entities. I'm going to window select those 4 holes, okay, 4 arcs. Copy, circles, mirror about this vertical center line, okay. So we got 8 circles. Okay, now I'm ready to I'm going to go back to display style, shaded with edges, okay, features, extruded cut, okay. Extruded cut, okay, as you can see, I'm going to put in 150 thousandths of an inch. That should get us through both material thickness, the tube and the bracket, okay. So 150, blind, all right. I'm going to go okay. And then I'm just going to show you that it went through 2 material thickness, the tube and the bracket at the bottom, okay. All right. Okay, so trimetric view. Now I'm just going to move copy body. So direct editing. All right. Move copy bodies. Make sure copy is selected. 1. Bodies to copy. Okay. So I'm going to window select these 3 pieces or parts. Okay. Then I'm going to window select, okay, these 3. Okay, so notice that I've also selected these 2 parts I didn't want that, so I'm just gonna click on the circle here, or, yep, okay. So it takes it away from my list here, and then I'm gonna click on this bar right here, click it. So now I should have 6, okay, bodies to copy. Okay, 3 here, the tube and 2 brackets inside, and then this one, the tube and 2 brackets inside, that's hidden. Okay, so copy 1. Okay, we want to go here, okay, and the y-axis, okay, so up. So we're going to go to y-axis, 19.250, 19.25 of an inch, okay. All right, it looks proper, okay, zooming in, we got our brackets and our tube. Okay. All right, so we got 38 parts now. So now I'm going to apply some material appearance to this. So I'm going to select square tube here, this one, those two at the bottom. All right. Hold shift and select cut extrude one and body copy. Okay, so I got 4 of them. All right, again, double click on polish gold. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to this face here of the bumper, sketch on it. All right. I'm going to sketch the glass now. Okay, the glass top. Corner rectangle. From that corner, okay, zoom out, zoom in to the bottom right inner corner here. Right there. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so I'm going to go to offset entities. Okay, sketch, offset entities. A 1/16 of an inch. Okay, I want to create a gap. Add dimension, select chain. Okay, and I also want to go to construction geometry and I want to select base geometry. Okay, so I'm going to go click on that. So I'm going to zoom in here, select that. Okay, it selected the whole rectangle as a chain and it's going outside, so I'm going to reverse direction and make it, so by selecting the base geometry, it's going to turn the base geometry, that initial rectangle we created, into construction geometry. Okay, so I'm going to reverse and okay, so now the base geometry is just slash or construction geometry. Okay, so we got that and it's a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, inside. All right. So now I'm going to go to features, extruded boss base. All right. And the thickness is 5/16 of an inch, so it's 0.3125 thick glass. Okay, and I'm going to show you that the arrow is going up, okay, which is correct. All right. Okay. So blind, 5/16 of an inch, 0.3125. Everything looks good. Okay. We don't want merge result. We want a separate body, separate part. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to right click on that face here of the glass top and I'm going to isolate to work on it by itself. So now I'm going to features, chamfer. Okay. Angle, distance, chamfer, the first one. I'm leaving all these other parameters the same. 45 degrees for the angle. The distance is a 1/16 of an inch, 0.0625. Okay. I'm going to select on the top face first, and then I'm going to rotate the part and select on the bottom face. And that's all I want or need. And I'm going to go 2 faces, face 1, face 2. Okay. There. Okay, now I'm going to exit, isolate, to bring back all the other parts. Okay, trimetric view. I'm going to, okay, go to the bottom here, select boss extrude 6, hold shift, select chamfer. Okay, so they're both highlighted for the glass top. Go to appearances. Okay, I'm going to go to glass. Okay, folder. I'm going to go to gloss subfolder. Double click on green glass. Double click. Okay, so now we got that in green glass. Okay, so all there's left to do now is, okay, so, okay, now I'm going to also right click, okay, and isolate. Oh, sorry, exit isolate. I'm just going to click on the glass and hide it. I'm going to apply material appearance to the bumpers. Okay, so I'm going to go, I know it's rubber, but I'm not going to go to rubber because rubber doesn't give me the transparency. So I'm going to plastic, okay, and I'm just going to go to the general plastic folder and just to give it an appearance, okay, that it's transparent. rubber. Okay, so I'm going to go here, drop it on this, and I'm going to click, okay, body. Okay, so I'm going to go down to this one, same thing, grab it, drop it on it, click body. Okay, so it's translucent, transparent. Same thing as this one, appearance. Okay, body. And last one, zooming in. Okay, plastic and body. So my bumpers are clear. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Boss Extrude 6 and unhide. I'm going to show the glass again. Okay, so that all looks nice. The bumper's clear. Okay, so all there's left to do is the end caps for the tube at the bottom, the feet. Okay, so I'm going to go here to the bottom. I'm going to select this of the tube, the square tube, the surface, sketch. Okay. I'm going to click outside to unhighlight that. Okay, so I'm going to select this. I'm going to hover over this line of the inner line, okay, inside of the tube. Right click, select tangency. Okay, convert entities up here. Okay, now I'm going to offset that. I don't want this anymore, so unselect base geometry. Select chain. I want the distance is I'm going to go 150, okay? 150, add dimensions, okay, select chain. I'm going to select this line, and it's going outside, okay? I want to reverse it inside, okay? All right. Okay, so it looks proper. I'm going to go okay. All right. Now I'm going to extrude that, okay? Features, extruded boss base. All right. 5/8 of an inch, 0.625 for the distance, blind. And I want to reverse the direction. Okay, so it's going out. I want it to go into the tube. Okay. All right. Now it's going in and up. All right. So I'm going to go okay. All right. So now I'm going back to the same face sketch. Okay. I'm going to hover the pointer on that top line. Okay. Right click, select tangency again. Now this time I'm selecting the outer line. Okay. And convert entities. Okay. Features, extruded boss base. I want it to be just 1/8 of an inch. Okay. 0.125. Okay. It's going the right direction. It's going out. Okay. And okay, so the arrow's pointing out and down. That's correct. Okay, I want to merge now. So I'm going to go merge result to that other part that I created previously. Merge. Okay, I don't want auto select because it would just merge into the tube. Okay. So I'm going to go unselect auto select here. Okay, so now I'm going to select what I want this part to merge to. So I want it to merge to that inner part. Okay, so I'm going to select the inner part. Okay, as you can see, it's highlighted in green now. Just rotate it a bit for you to see. So that part is merged just to the previous piece. Okay, not to the tube. Okay, so I'm going to say okay. All right. So I'm going to apply an appearance to this. I'm just going to go to plastic, okay? Medium gloss, subfolder. I'm going to zoom in here, grab this, okay? And drop it on to there. and I'm going to go body. Okay, so I'm gonna just right click on that and isolate it for you to see that, okay, that body merged with that one and they're as one now, and okay, the material appearance is applied to that. Okay, exit, isolate. All right. Okay, so trimetric view. Now that all that's left to do is to mirror and copy that, okay, that end cap or tube plug, okay. So I'm going to turn on front plane, show it, go back to plane 2 here, show that plane that we created earlier. I'm going to go to mirror features, mirror, select that plane, okay, plane 2, or whatever, plane 1, front plane if you want. I'm going to go to bodies, select that end cap, and as you notice, it's mirroring about plane 2, okay, shown in yellow. Then I'm going to do another mirror, okay, secondary mirror face plane, highlight that, select the front one. And it did it in one shot, okay? So we got that mirrored over there and that mirrored there, those two, okay? So merge solids, no, okay. All right, turn off plane 2, hide it, select front plane, hide it. I'm going here, select this sketch here, sketch 1, hide it, we don't need it no more. And then this one right here, this line, which is sketch 15, okay? Hide it. Okay. I'm going to turn on real view graphics. Okay. Looking at it from the top view, front view, okay, bottom view, right side view, trimetric view. Okay, I'm going to turn off this tube here for you to see. All right, those brackets for the tube to be assembled with. Okay. And it's the same at the top, as we know. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna undo and trimetric view. Okay, so there we have it. We've designed end table 4. I hope you like it. If so, please give me a like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.